Ruts. I'm Mark. That's Iain. And this is beautiful Algonquin Provincial Park. We're traveling through Canada's oldest provincial park in search of history from generations past. Remnants of an alligator. Find out when this was built and for what purpose it was for.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Join us on this adventure full of history, natural beauty, and all things Algonquin. Let's go camping. That'll dry in a hurry. Yeah! Titanium! Ah! Now this is solitude. Yum, yum, yum. Good.
We're getting close to having a puddle on our doorstep. Don't push it too much, I'm hanging on.
Yeah. This is Mark in the Park. That was awesome.
Smoke them if you got them.
Good morning. It's Tuesday morning and we're leaving Radiant Lake this morning. How'd you sleep?
I slept really well, actually. Yeah.
Good. I slept better too. I flipped my bed around 180 degrees and I think I was on a slope the night before, so I was like sleeping with my head lower than my feet. This time I was the other way around, so slept better. A lot of morning mist this morning. It's a beautiful morning. And yeah, we got a bit of a day ahead of us today. Not like the day before, yesterday, but
yeah, it's going to be a bit of a slog, I think, but we'll make it through.
Well, we'll know as soon as we hit the first portage. If it's really bad and there's blowdowns all over the place and broken boardwalks, it's like, okay, we'll just turn around and go up to Petawawa instead. Like,
right.
And if it hasn't been cleared by any staff for a while, then you might have to go to plan B.
Just wait for the sun to warm up and
Yeah.
away we go.
Yeah, get off this noisy lake. No, I mean, as far as interior lakes go, this has been pretty noisy, eh?
Yeah. Motorboats and airplanes and
Helicopters.
yep. Trucks.
Yeah.
It's like clockwork. They start right on schedule, eh?
Yeah, well, that's the business, right? So.
You ready, Mark?
Yeah, good afternoon. It's 10:10 in the morning, and I think it's time we push off. Rather late start today, leisurely late start. Beautiful morning this morning, eh?
It was really nice.
Yeah.
A little chilly,
Yeah.
but the day slowly warmed up.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's hot.
Yeah, a little too hot for my liking for the trail, so we'll see. Maybe it's still shady in there a bit. So we got 3 portages today. 55 meter portage, 1.5 kilometers. Then 1800 plus meter portage, and then 1290 meter portage into Big George Lake. So it'd be nice to get off this lake. We had a rest day here and lots of mechanical noises on this lake, so we want to go into Big George and maybe get some solitude. Yeah, looking forward to that. And it's a new route, never been that way before. So I'm just as much in the dark as you are there, Ian. So
Should be an adventure.
yeah, you ready?
Yep. Leaving Solitude, or leaving Radiant and off to Solitude.
Yeah. Echo!
Mark will really like this one. Go, Sens, go!
Go, Leafs, go! They're like, somebody's talking back to us. Echoes, that's hilarious. I love you guys. Oh, awesome. Wow, look at this portage. It's already got a blowdown right at the beginning. Well, that's the risks of an unmaintained portage. So here we are at the 1555 meter portage to Monona. I thought it was Renona, it's Monona. Monona Lake.
Monona Lake.
So yeah, this portage could be really easy or it could be really, really difficult, depending on how much attention it has gotten from park staff. I'm hoping it has received a lot. Otherwise, this could be a really annoying trail. Ooh. See you on the flip side.
Sure we didn't leave anything behind. Away we go.
Monona Lake. Quite a pretty little lake. Big bass in here. I've seen a couple swim by when we launched. If you like bass fishing, this is probably the place to be. The campsite's on the portage. Yeah. This is a campsite? Looks like somebody dropped a bomb here. Oh, look at it. Come on over here. I want you to check this out. I would camp here just because no one else would. There's stuff growing out of the fire pit. You got little pine saplings and little cedar. See, there's a cedar sapling here. I think this is a white pine sapling. There's maple sapling. You got good kitchen table furniture here and here. Look, a nice stool to sit on here by the fire. This has been damaged by fire. You can see that. Good benches. And look how much wood there is on the ground. I don't even have to open up my saw for this. I just pick it all up. It's ready to burn. Just wood, wood, wood everywhere.
We got a pile over here. Look at this.
Oh!
We got the pyramids of Radiant Lake, and this is the crystal skull of Monona Lake.
Nice.
Sure you don't want to, put that in your backpack on the way home, or?
I can put it in your barrel when you're not looking.
That'd be a dirty, dirty trick.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why I don't do stuff like that. That's bad. That's nasty.
You might find a snake in your sleeping bag if you did that.
Yikes. But yeah, this site's really growing on me. You want solitude? Camp here, because no one else would. And you'd have the lake to yourself, unless of course somebody camped at that other site. But even that site was highly underused. So,
if you had the pick of the two, which one would you go for?
I don't know. Yeah. It's hard to decide. I like this one, just because this is more open. That one was nice, but I got a feeling it didn't get much wind in there. It was a much nicer site than this one, but there's a lot of firewood here. It's more open. I don't know. I think if it was raining, I'd go over there, and if it was nice, I'd stay here. It's a pretty lake. I like it. It's got lots of bass in it. Well, but yeah, this site just looks like it's got like natural devastation written all over it. Yeah, well, nature's taken over. You just look at the fire pit, right? So it's hilarious.
And this is the portage that we're looking at here?
Yeah, it's pretty bushy looking. Yep. So the path less traveled, if you will, and could be interesting. Might see deer. Might see lots of blowdowns. I don't know. We'll see.
My favorite grouse, scaring the bejesus out of you.
Yeah.
They wait until the last second to jump out of the way.
And they're like, oh, oh, it's just a grouse. Oh, okay. Yeah. Heart Attack City. Much better. Not trying to pull me down anymore. Holy cow. What the hell was that? Oh my God. Much better.
Definitely a lot harder on the legs this one. I'm using this tree as a brace.
These logs are slippery.
This isn't rain. I'm gonna go back and see if I can get that canoe for Mark. Yeah, that was tough.
Holy cow. What the hell was that? Oh my god. That was a beast. Thanks, dude. Woo! What do you think of that portage? Oh my god. What the hell was all that about?
We got one more to do too.
Well, I hope it wasn't like this one. Once in a while I come across a portage that's just, you know, kicks you in the arse. But this one kicked me in the arse, ground me down to dust, and spat me out. Took the wind out of my... If I stepped on a road or a sidewalk right now, I'd probably fall over. It'd be too smooth, too perfect, too flat. I'm glad, you know, there was no blowdowns on that trail, because if there was, I don't think we would have made it through it. This has got to be like one of the roughest trails I've ever been on. That was nuts.
It seems like there was a branch or a stick around every corner waiting to trip you up, or a mossy rock, or something that you got to step over. Up and down and up and up and up and up. And
yeah, and I got to a point where I just couldn't carry the canoe anymore, and I dropped it and kept going with the pack, and you know, I'm just trying to keep on keeping on, and I'm like, I can't do this, I can't do this. Finally I put it down and I go back to get the canoe and I'm going uphill again.
Yep.
How is that possible? You're going uphill both ways. Oh. Holy cow, this is no wonder why this is the path less traveled. What an evil portage. Devil was laughing at us, man. He's just like, haha, think you're tough, eh?
would you say that was tougher than Unicorn Hill?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely the fact that it's not well traveled is a huge factor. I wouldn't recommend doing that without proper shoes.
It just kept, well, it was just one super duper long, slow, shallow climb with roots and rocks and rocks and roots and lots of moose scat and bear scat. Lots of it. Acorns everywhere, so there's a lot of oak trees in there. Moss covered rocks, roots, rocks like this. Oh my god, my ankles are ready to explode.
That's tough. I'm glad I put my proper shoes on and took the time to do that. Longer socks too, just because like you don't know what you're stepping into.
It's humiliating, or you know what I mean. It's humbling. Yeah, I feel humiliated though.
Oh, you should be proud of yourself for that one, man.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna smoke my last cigar tonight.
Yeah, I would. Hope Big George is worth it. Holy cow.
I think there's one dry spot on my hat left. I don't know how that's still dry, but...
Well, I think we should get in the canoes and paddle over to the next portage and then have some gorp for the last push on to Big George. I need some energy. I have none.
Yeah, if I had done that in these sandals, no way.
Yeah, you wouldn't be alive. Pile of bones on the portage. Go on without me. Leave me behind. go have some lunch. Where's the gorp? Is it in the barrel?
It is in the barrel.
All right. Still suffering from that point. That just took the wind right out of my sails. I don't know. It just happens. Sometimes you come across a black portage and black line portage and it just kills you. Please be kind to us, Big George. Portage the Big George. Wee wee.
We hit the logging road, and there was a big sign saying Big George this way, but we don't see any other signs to go back in. The map said to cross the road, but no, I'll just rather walk on this than.
If I don't see a lake on my right or something in the next 100, 200 meters, I'm putting this down. I don't know what the hell is going on. This is like bogus. See if you can see halfway down here. About halfway, the portage crosses an old logging road. Well, when I got there, there was a portage sign saying to Big George with an arrow pointing down this logging road. So we went down and been going down it now for several hundred meters. And like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it really looked like go down the road.
yeah.
But there was a big tree down just there.
But my frickin' GPS is.
Maybe if you walk further ahead to where it's more clear. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I'll keep walking,
top
but I mean there were yellow diamond signs on the trees.
Yeah.
All along this road, so
Let's just walk.
I was
further
assuming that okay, this is the portage, so something went through there.
down. Through here.
Yeah. Maybe somebody else had the same idea. Oh yeah, this could be it. Yeah, this is it here. Here it is. Okay. Yep, there's the lake. Oh man, what a relief. I thought we were lost in the park. Deep in the forest. Okay, good.
Back to the pain.
Back to the pain.
Back to the pain.
Ow, ow, ow. Ow, that hurt. Okay, pushing off. So it's 2:45 p.m. and we're on Big George Lake. We made it. Last portage was actually pretty nice, but there was a bit of uncertainty with it. The map that I have was showing a different direction from what we actually did. But this is a beautiful lake, beautiful day. I get the distinct impression that this lake has been flooded by beavers. It's been dammed. A lot of the shoreline looks flooded. A lot of bushes growing out of the water, like they look like they're submerged underwater, half of them. So there's no exposed shoreline. So there's two sites on this lake. There's a North Shore site, and then there's one on a northwest facing, on an island, northwest facing. So we're going to check them both out and decide where we're going to camp. But Iain, I think this is the solitude you've been promised.
I think so. I can't hear anything.
No. There isn't even any birds here. Yeah, that's a pretty rough sight. It would do in a pinch, but on a day like today,
How about something with a little bit more waterfront?
yeah. Well, let's see what the island campsite's like. This is a marshy lake, though, eh? So.
Something on the other side?
Rookie. Gotta change his footwear.
Be careful, I'll hide them under your pillow. Oh, that's slippery.
Slippery? Yeah. Maybe I should come in sideways.
Nice and cool though.
Maybe I should come in sideways. I don't know.
Deep enough to do that.
Yeah, it is a bit slippery, isn't it? What do we got here? Oh yeah. Well, you can put a tent there and a tent there. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a cozy little site. Oh, you got a little bit of a rock out here we can sit on and watch the evening sun go down. Broil under the July sun. Whoa, it's a hot campsite. Yeah, not much shade here. But yeah, it's pretty decent. It's got some firewood here. You can chop off. Decent fire pit. You got 3 stools to sit on. Oh. We're staying here. Unless you want to go back there. No, this is the better choice.
What do you think? Is this where our tent's gonna be?
I don't know. There's probably like at least one of 3 options. I mean, this is good. This is soft. It's a bit lumpy, but it's soft. Maximum drainage if it ever rained.
Yep.
You just got to clear out some of this stuff so it doesn't poke you in the back. This is a good spot. Yeah, it is. It's a really good spot. I like it.
Where do the doors go? Where would the doors go? Like this way and
I'd
that
probably
way?
put one there and one there, yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise you'd be walking into this.
It's a pretty bushy campsite. So what are the tips on picking a spot for your tent? Does it have to be, you know,
Well,
cleared and...
Yeah, like you got just find a clearing that's level enough to your liking for your tent. Hopefully you have drainage. Like remember on the Lemire site we had to move our tent. There's no dead trees nearby. They're gonna fall on you. So this is pretty good. If there's a wind coming from the west, we're low enough that there's bushes around here and the rock there will block some of the wind. But this is fairly decent. I mean, like I think maybe the untrained eye, they'd be like, oh, I'm not putting a tent there. But it's like, well, where else are you gonna put it?
Yeah.
This is pretty good. It's fairly level. There's another spot over here too.
It looks soft enough you wouldn't even need a sleeping pad.
Yeah, quite possible. Here's another spot here. I mean, it's got all the shrubbery in here, but I mean, it's fairly level. And again, it's got moss underneath, so it's got maximum drainage power here. It's actually Not as much space as over there. You'd probably have to put our tent this way. Have a door come out there and a door come out there. I can move some of these, some of this kindling out of the way. We get more space. And as a last resort, we could go to the other side of the trail here. And then we just move all this kindling out of the way. And you would have another spot here you could camp. Maybe putting a door there and a door here and just come down this way. It's fairly level. It's a bit of a slope, but I mean, it would do in a pinch, right? I mean, if you're in trouble or you had 3 tents and 6 people, you could fit that many on here. Get all nice and comfy. It'd be good. It's tight, but more than doable. And again, there's no dead trees around here.
None big enough that would cause us any issues.
No, there is a dead tree over there. But I mean, if you wanted to, you could just go and lean on it and see which way it's going to fall. But actually, it's kind of leaning that way. So, but yeah, other than that, I think it's pretty good. And we're actually in a good spot for like a breeze coming off the lake and blowing the cinders from the fire that way. And we'll be blowing them towards the tent.
Hornets in our tent.
Look how comfortable this is.
Oh!
It scares the shit out of me every time it does that.
Mean looking. Mean looking.
Yeah.
Catch him with your hat.
Gone.
Okay.
Yay.
The Hornets of Big George Lake attack. Sending me spot notification that we are okay. Looking for firewood. Oh yeah. No shortage here. Wow, it looks brand new. Nobody's gone in there for a long time. Box isn't new, but hole's new.
Okay. Guess I better put some muscle into it, eh? Look at that. Isn't that clean? Look at that. Beautiful birch. Beautiful. Smells good too. Wow.
I'm just trying to tie this rock onto this rope. You're gonna need a spot to hang the food barrel. I was thinking maybe this big branch right here. Mark, what do you think?
No.
No?
No.
Are there prerequisites for types of branches that you want to use for this sort of thing?
Well, I don't know which is worse, the fact that it's hanging right over the trail or the fact that that tree branch is dead. So
could break, eh?
it could break, and if you somehow magically manage to successfully string up the pack to hang up there, what if you go, decide to take a trip to the loo in the middle of the night? It might snap and your food bag will kill you. Come down on you. Yeah, that's no good. That's a dead branch. Oh, hey, here's one over here. This one's alive, and it's actually the same height. It's right opposite on the same tree.
Oh yeah.
And it's alive.
See if
perfect.
I can get this rope over that though. It's pretty high up.
Yeah.
I mean, the one that I chose originally was pretty high too.
This is where the fun and frustration begins.
All right, move out of the way.
Oh, it was a good first shot. God. Yeah. Oh, it's short.
Get back here, Rock. Maybe I will try it, Swede. Look out, Matt.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah!
Nice job.
Woohoo! Okay, I can cheer for myself. Woo!
Here, go like this. I'll show you. Just kind of snap it. Yeah, take the slack out. Can I do this for you?
Nope.
Oh, it's wrapped around. Okay, I didn't see that. There you go. Now, yeah, there you go. You got it. Good job.
Somebody's interested in it up there. Little bee buzzing by it. There we go.
Cormorant. Good.
Boom. Got it. Now, how do I know that it's strong enough?
Well,
And do I
give it
just
a
put
tug.
the barrel on it?
Yeah,
Or do
I know. Just give it a tug. Put some muscle into it, but be gradual about it. Don't like.
You kind of want to move out of the way. Come this way, Matt. Okay, I'm kind of like putting my full weight on that.
Okay, then that's good. You don't want to be swinging this.
Yeah.
Because if it comes down, it's going to come right at you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay,
all
that's
right.
great.
Well,
Good job.
we can get the barrel and haul it up.
Yeah. I'd spend a couple nights.
So we got our tree all hooked up. Now we're going to do a little test hang because I want to see if it's strong enough. So I'll do. Huh.
Well, a polar bear could get that. But no, not a black bear. That's pretty high. Yeah, that's good job. Good job. And it's like 2 meters away from the tree trunk. That's what you want. And they say you want, it should be at least 2 meters from a tree trunk and 3 meters off the ground.
Okay, let's bring it down now because we still got to eat dinner.
Waiting till after dinner when it gets dark is just kind of, it's going to make your life more difficult trying to find a place to hang. So.
Hey Ian, what are you making, man?
Well, over here I got some green beans that have somehow survived the trip, and I'm gonna put some oil on it and add a little bit of flavor.
Oh.
Hello. So we got some garlic powder and some salt and pepper. We also have some broccoli over here, and we're gonna boil that up. Who doesn't like garlic, right? A little salt. We have we'll just do a little mix, get the oil and all that all over. And we're gonna put it on the fire. These might be pretty much done.
That's done to me. That's tasty.
We got some color on here, so I think that those are done. I'm gonna take these off, and I'm gonna grab the broccoli. I'm going to put it into our pot. Hot water.
Here's the plates we're going to eat off of. Alrighty, here's a Chana Masala. Actually, it smells pretty decent.
Leave room on your plate for some beans.
Okay.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah, it is good.
There you go. I saw that.
Oh my god. That tastes really good.
Oh, it doesn't fall. Yeah, it's awesome. There we go. I know you love broccoli, so I'll give you there.
Thank you, sir.
There you go, buddy.
I like this. This is like a healthy meal. This is like so healthy. Ow! Bloody titanium,
You never
man.
learn.
Ah.
Never learn. Whew. That is hot cooking by the fire.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Chana masala is good.
It's all good.
The beans are my favorite though.
Oh yeah, the beans are freaking awesome.
The culinary delight continues. We're making doughboys. We have some bannock mixture here. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a little mixture of some dough, and we're going to put it on a stick. Then we're going to put it in the fire. And then we're going to put a few special things inside. The first task is to add some water to our mixture. You don't want to make it too wet. You want to find the right consistency. And I did bring extra flour in case we overdo it. So while I'm mixing this up, I'll tell you what's in it. It's 1 cup of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. And actually what we also added was 3 tablespoons of powdered milk. That way I don't get it all over my hands. Oh. You have to remember that, you know, this stuff has been traveling around with us for, what is it, 9 days? 8 days. I'm losing track of time, that's alright. But you know what I'm going to do? And just plug up this hole with a little tape. Duct tape. So many uses. There we go, and we keep mixing. We keep mixing. Looks good. You need it to be a little bit tacky so that it'll stick to the shaft of the stick. Stick to the stick. So we've been leaving these, I almost tripped into the water. We've been leaving those soaking in the water for probably about 20 minutes now. And we're gonna just grab them. Okay. You can see they're nice and saturated. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some of this dough out. I might even just stick the stick in there. See how it's sticking to the stick? That's what you need, because if it falls off, it doesn't work. Get some on the end. So we're just gonna roast it like a marshmallow. Just drooping on one side, just gonna hold it up and. All right, I think this is done. Just getting a nice golden color on that. Be careful, it's hot. You might want to wait a few minutes for it to cool down. But basically what you do is if you twist it a little bit, it'll come off the end of the stick. It's still very hot. I'm going to try and hold on to it. There we go. Look at that. And then you got a nice little cavity in there. And you can put whatever you like in there. Alright, for this one I'm going to put some strawberry jam. There you go. Don't eat me! Don't eat me! No! Too bad, I'm hungry.
That look like it's done? Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Here's your knife, sir.
Oh, thank you.
I'll get you some strawberry jam.
That is good. It's very tasty. Yeah. That's good. Yum, yum, yum. Yeah, pretty simple dessert, eh?
Yeah, and you can
Tasty.
put all sorts of stuff in there. You don't have to use it for dessert. You can.
Yeah, I heard you were saying cream cheese.
Yeah, I mean you can have it for breakfast. You can. Yeah, do it for lunch for fun if you're sitting around the campsite.
Very good, sir. Awesome. Thank you.
We have attained solitude.
Right on. Yes, we have.
We had a big day today,
Yeah.
but we started off waking up on a beautiful beach on Radiant Lake.
Yeah. That was a great sight. Beautiful morning mist this morning. Yeah.
And then we had some breakfast. We get all packed up.
Yeah, we had a simple breakfast of oatmeal with peanut butter on English muffins. And coffee, of course. Yes.
But the reason I'm celebrating also is because we did a hard day of portaging.
Yeah, they were all low maintenance portages, and I was expecting them to be worse in another way, but they weren't. I was thinking the blowdowns and like just bad trail, no maintenance at all whatsoever, and they were actually fairly clean. The first portage had 2 blowdowns in one spot, and that was it.
Yeah.
And the rest of the trail was fairly easy to do. That was 1,555 meters, and we did it in no time at all. It was a pretty decent trail.
Yeah.
And right at the end of the trail was a campsite, and lots of camp furniture there, a couple couches and tables, and it's quite nice. And we got onto the lake, and there's bass swimming. You can see the bass under the canoe swimming around. It's a bass-filled lake.
That was a nice little lake.
Yeah. And the campsite at the was it the portage that was coming off of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a campsite there as well.
And it had like burnt trees and...
Yeah, there was a fire there, or maybe a lightning strike and a fire. We don't know how or why, but I actually kind of liked that site. It had character. I mean, there was firewood everywhere.
Stuff growing out of the fire pit.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's camped there in decades. But I kind of liked it. It had really good seating arrangement, good kitchen tables, like beside the fire, like kitchen rock beside the fire pit. It was kind of nice, and the view of the lake was pretty decent, and you got a little bit of a breeze there too.
Yeah.
And that was the start of the that was Minona Lake, and then that was the start of the 1,800 and I don't know 10 or 1,850 meter portage into Wee George Lake. And yeah, let's talk about that portage.
That was a portage and a half.
Yeah, I've got many different terms for that portage. That's well, I like to say I got kicked in the ass on that portage.
That was tough. It kept on going up, and then it leveled out, and you're like, okay, this isn't so... And then it went up, and up, and up. Just kept on going.
And it was rooty, and it was rocky, and there was a lot of moose scat, bear scat, and moss-covered rocks, and muddy sections. Not too much mud, just a few. No blowdowns, but you can see that in years past, there was a lot of blowdowns, like a lot of big trees that come down, and they were all cleared by staff for years gone by. But I'm thinking if that trail had any number of blowdowns, like, you know, decent number of blowdowns, like 10, 20 of them, we probably would not have made it through.
It was tough.
It just took the wind out of my sails, that portage. Like, my ankles were ready to snap in two by the time we got to the end. And you had to come and rescue me at one point. Like, you were walking up the trail going, can I carry your canoe? I'm like, oh, God, thank you. I was close to the end, but it was like, oh, my God. Like, I had to put the canoe down twice.
I leaned the pack against a tree just to get a little bit of a break, just to reset and catch my breath after climbing up. And I saw that there was a level part, so I was like, okay, let me just catch my breath and then I can get through this part. But it was really tough. And then just to, you know, another kick in the pants, like going down to the water on the other side. Then it got all mushy and
rocky and mossy
and muddy and stuff. And
yeah.
So it was treacherous, getting, like, you're so tired at the end, and then you have to go down.
Yeah, the other thing too is like, I put the canoe down at one point because I was just like, okay, actually I did come across a canoe rest. And I'm like, okay, why not, you know? So I threw the canoe on there, waited for a few minutes, and I'm like, okay, time to go. So I put it back on, keep going. And I was just like, you know, the 1 foot in front of another mentality, and, you know, keep on, keeping on. And it's like, I can't keep it on. I got to put this canoe down. This pack is killing me. So I put the canoe on or down, and I keep going with the pack, and I keep going, and I keep on, and keep going, and I'm just like, where the hell is the lake? Like, where's the end of the portage? This feels like 2,800 meters. Like, this is more than like 1.8 kilometers. And so finally I put the pack down and went back to get the canoe, and it just seemed like forever. Yeah. And not only that, I was going uphill again. Yeah. Like, wait a minute, I was going uphill coming up the trail, and now I'm going uphill going down the trail. Like, it was weird. There was just, like, no matter which way you're going in that trail, it is not very forgiving at all.
No. There was one point where I wasn't sure where the trail went. Like, it's just so, you know, in the woods. Like, you know, once I had gotten a little bit further. I just kept on going straight, and then okay, yeah, I'm on the right path. But
It's a very underused trail,
Yeah.
and probably for a good reason.
was that the hardest portage you've ever done?
No, I've done other more difficult portages than that. I mean, a few I've done a lot of portaging in the park, but I mean, a few do come to mind, and obviously weather and bugs would play a role in it as well. I mean, like, I can't imagine doing this portage we did today in July with the bugs. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, or what if it had been raining in July with the bugs? It would be terrible. I guess maybe the Sundasa portage from Little Dixon to Sundasa comes to mind. It's not an overly difficult portage, but it just has like a combination. It's a low maintenance portage too. It has a combination of things that just makes it really annoying. And like, it was for years, it was my nemesis portage. This is my new one now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those trails where it just seems to go on forever.
Yeah.
And no matter what you do or how you try to play it or how you try to prepare yourself mentally, the portage beats you, and it beats you down and grinds you into dust. And that's what this portage did to me today. It happens to the best of us. I mean, every once in a while you come across that portage, it's just like, I'm done. And I was done by the end of it. I'm like, oh my God. And then, of course, we had the last one.
Yeah.
From
But before that, we did get to have a nice little. We had our gorp and stuff at that one campsite, which was kind of another neat little spot on Little George.
Yeah, apparently. Oh, it's Wee George actually.
Or Wee George.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There was actually two campsites. We didn't see the first one because it was to our right off the portage, and we weren't going that way. So we proceeded down the lake to the next portage, and there was a campsite there, and it was quite a nice campsite. I liked it.
Yeah.
That had stuff growing out of the fire pit too, I believe. And it had a really nice flat spot for the tent, and it had a decent view of the lake. And it was loaded with red pine, nice little fire pit. 2 logs for a bench. They weren't very comfortable at all. But I really like the setting. I like red pine at campsites. They're
kind of open forest.
Very comforting. I love the sound of wind through red pines. It's a beautiful sound. So, and we had a good lunch there. We had some gorp and we had some power bars and what else did we have? Some meat sticks. Yeah, and water.
Yeah, I finished all of my water by that point.
Yeah. Yeah, I went through a lot of water after that portage. That was just
And the last portage, we even were confused. At some point, we hit old logging road, and it said to go down the logging road, and we kept on going, and we weren't sure if we were supposed to be going.
It's actually a really nice trail. I would say half of it's in the forest, and it's all maple and oak. It's just beautiful, beautiful trail. I can imagine like maybe coming here in about 3 weeks, and it would just be stunning with the colors. Yeah. But according to the map that I have, about the halfway point, the portage crosses a logging road, and I'm at the halfway mark. I'll keep going, down to the lake. Well, you get to the logging road, and there's a sign that says, "Oh, this way to Big George Lake," but there's a fallen tree beside it, and you're wondering, like, is the trail around that fallen tree, or is it blocked? Or do you go down the road? And I'm looking, and the arrow's pointing down the road. I'm like, okay, I'm going. So I'm carrying the canoe in the pack, and I'm going down the road. I probably went about 200 meters, and I'm just thinking, I was filled with uncertainty, and I'm just like, this just doesn't seem right, because the map said this thing, and now this is something else. So I turned around and walked back up to look at that sign, and sure enough, it's saying, go down the logging road, and there was no path behind the tree, and you were there too, and we're like, okay. So going back down, pick up my canoe, and grab the pack, keep on keeping on.
And eventually you saw on the trees
little yellow diamonds. They were actually, the the Thunderbox sign, a little grown
Right.
guy, signs turned backwards. It was just a solid diamond. I saw two of them, and I'm like, okay, I guess that means we're on the portage. But it just kept going on and on and on and on. And I'm like, am I just so tired and whipped from all this like heavy duty portaging lately that I can't gauge myself anymore? So I put the canoe down, and we all kind of stopped. I was trying to get a GPS reading on the phone. I couldn't because there's too much trees. So we walked ahead a little further, and then I saw a sign that said, "Oh, to Wee George Lake," which is the way we just came. I'm like, huh? And then I looked to my right, and then I see a sign going to Big George, and I saw a trail going down the lake. I'm like, yay, we're there.
And it was just a short little distance down to the lake.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all, and it was a nice put-in, too, so. But, yeah, that second portage of the day, holy cow. That's got to be up there probably in my top... probably the top 5 most difficult portages I've done in the park. Yeah. I mean, I've done the 4,500 meter portage from the Tarn Lake Mountain portage into St. Andrew, and although it has its difficulties, I mean, there was a really nice section in the middle. It's beautiful. And it's just more like up and down. It's difficult. But this today was a different degree of difficulty. It wasn't even frustrating. It was just like, I almost felt like one of those slaves, like, you know, in the movies and the Egyptians, and it's like, you know, keep stomping bricks or grass for straw to make bricks for the pyramids, and you know there's no end in sight, but you have to keep going because they keep whipping you, and the only way to stop the pain is to keep going, but you know it's still pain doing it. And it was just like, I just wanted to keep going, but I couldn't, but I had to put stuff down, and it's just, oh my God, it was killing me. I don't know how else to describe it.
It was a beast. It was a beast.
It was a beast of a portage, yeah.
But we were rewarded by our current setting.
Yeah, I like this campsite. It's a bit, well...
Rustic?
Yeah, rustic for sure. It's...
Small?
A bit underused, I would say, yes. I had looked around saying you could probably put 3 tents here, and you probably could, but you could probably put 1 full-size tent and 2 one-person tents, because these other 2 spots I picked out just weren't big enough.
Pretty lumpy. You know.
All those weeds hide detail, right?
Yep.
Underneath. Yeah.
We got a pretty good spot though.
Yeah, with all that moss, it pretty well smoothed things out. But
And we did a test hang for the barrel, and then we
you did a really fantastic job whipping that rock up there.
I was a little unsure about doing the whole like twirl the rock with tied to the rope thing.
Yeah, I've done it before. It's once you get the hang of it, it's really easy. Yeah. But you gotta be careful because sometimes a rock comes flying out.
Yeah, that's what I was worried. I didn't want to hit anybody with the rock.
But or it just goes bloop into the lake, right? You're like,
now I gotta go find another rock.
Yeah.
And we should mention the other little campsite that was on this lake too. Is like just we kind of paddled by it and we were like, we
didn't even get out of the canoe. We're just like,
because
onto
there's
the island.
Bushes and trees, stuff growing everywhere there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are pretty solitude-filled lakes, these ones here. Holy cow. You want solitude, come here. But and tomorrow we got the 2285 meter portage. I have no idea what that's like getting out. So I'm getting in and out is not easy. And this is why they're solitude-filled.
Yep.
No one comes here except us fools. We're loving it, though. It's great. I mean, the portage was death. It was hell, but... You know what? At the end of the day, we're here. We're having fun. We had those doughboys. We had a good dinner.
Yeah.
And we're going to sleep good tonight. We got a nice fire going.
It is kind of tough to, like, you know, have a full day like that. I found that, you know, like on these really long days, you get to the campsite and you're just like, I don't want to go and look for wood. I don't want to, like, you know, I just want to sit down for a while and just relax. But there's still jobs to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's just kind of part of it. You got to go through the motion and get those things done, and then you can sit down and relax.
Yeah, and today we were lucky. It was a short day today.
Yeah.
It was only a 5-hour day. So that was pretty good. But I know what you mean. I mean, that's why I love gravity filters for filtering my water. I remember in the old days, I get to camp and I'm just like got no strength left. It's like now I gotta pump water. I'm like, oh, I can't do this. So now you just fill it in the bag and you hang it from a tree and let gravity filter it for you. So that's the work smarter, not harder mantra. So, yeah.
But what else do we have to do tomorrow? Because it's not just the one port.
No, we got 3 portages.
3 portages. So the first one will take us over into the Petawawa River.
Yeah.
And then from there, where do we go?
We go up the Petawawa into Cedar Lake. So we got 3 portages. We got a 2285, another low maintenance portage from here into the Petawawa River watershed. And then we paddle, I guess, basically up through a bay and up a little bit to a 685 meter portage. And I know these portages, they're uphill. There are a lot of bedrock there. There's a bit of a steep climb here and there, but it's the last one, the 970, that's going into Cedar Lake. It's a bit of a goat path, a bit of a steep goat path. Like right out of the water, you're up the side of a hill. It's cut right into the hill, and I mean, you could, if you lose your balance, you're going down, tumbling down into the river.
Oh.
And it keeps climbing, and you're going up over rock and shale, and then you're into the cedar swampy forest, and all the rest of the way up to the lake, it gets better and better. But I mean, the beginning is just nasty. And then when you get to the end, we're on Cedar Lake, and it's got a beautiful view. There's even a campsite right at the end of the portage. So you can probably have lunch there, and then we'll just set sail and find a campsite on Cedar Lake. So I'm thinking that this portage here climbs a little bit, and then pretty much for like maybe 7/10 of the way, it's all downhill into the Petawawa River. So
would you ever put any like ropes or anything up to help you up that kind of steep portage?
Nah.
Something to hang on to? It's not that crazy or anything?
No, it's not that steep. It's just steep.
It's just tough, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, holy cow, right? Once you get going, the adrenaline flows, you're like, okay, no big deal. It's nothing like what we did today, though. Like, that was stupid.
So once we're on Cedar, is there anything else we're going to do before we hit camp, or?
Oh, just try and get a decent campsite.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if there really is much. So we can look at the dam on Cedar Lake, like the old dam that used to be there. That's just before the end of the portage. So what we can do is we can go to the end of the portage, put our packs and canoes down, and then we can walk back to the dam if you want.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Check it out. Yeah, there's not much of it left, but I think the water's low enough that you could probably walk all the way across if you wanted to. So, yeah. Trying to think of anything else. There's an old railway bridge too, just below where we'll be coming out of the 2285 meter portage. So I'm wondering. I don't know if we're going to be crossing the rail bed above or below it. I don't know how that portage crosses the rail bed. So I'm assuming it'll be above it, like level with it, at grade, not like underneath like a tunnel or whatever. So I don't know. So maybe we'll check that out maybe.
All right, well.
Yeah. I'm whipped.
Yeah. Well, you can check a few more lakes and off your list of places that you've been.
Yeah, I think I was saying earlier today, I said I probably never will do that portage again in this lifetime. And you know what? That would be fine by me. That really, really didn't like that portage. It was really brutal.
All right, well, I won't keep you from bed too much longer.
Yeah.
You're probably going to the moon's coming up over the trees there, and our fire's almost out. And I'm going to finish this, but
okay, yeah.
Maybe that beaver that he's been swimming back and forth, splashing, trying to scare us away.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll come back out in a little bit, but.
Yeah, I think that's it for tonight.
All right.
Go hit the hay and stay up and have some fun.
Yep.
Oh, good night.